do a speed comparison between both phones. The Galaxy S23 has that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset inside of it with 8 GB of RAM. The iPhone 13 Pro has that Apple A15 Bionic chip inside of it with 6 GB of RAM. So let's go and see which one's the faster one between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background, so let's get into it. Let's do their Play Stores and App Stores. 3, 2, 1. Actually, the iPhone 13 Pro was faster there. Typically, the Samsung or Androids are usually the faster ones there when it kind of comes down to it. Scrolling through, you can kind of see not really a big difference here, both kind of the same thing. Let's go and open up their cameras. 3, 2, 1. I think the 13 Pro was slightly faster there. Let's go and take a photo. Okay, let's go and kind of swipe between these two. And you can kind of see, at least from my opinion, looks like kind of like 13 Pro is a little bit smoother there. Let's go and get into some other apps. Let's go and get into Quizlet. We can try Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now this is it's not a big, massive game by any means, but for some reason it can take a little bit of time for it to boot up, which is kind of funny. So you can see on the iPhone 13 Pro, it definitely took a little bit more time overall than something like the Galaxy S23. Definitely not a big deal by any means. So if we go and hop out of here, let's go and get into some gameplay here and see how slow or fast they are. And you can kind of tell that both are roughly around the same, like not really too much glitchiness going on. Let's go and hop out of here. Now on the Galaxy S23, I do have a lot more applications here, but for some reason they don't seem to want to open up, which is very strange. But we can try opening them up. Thank you, 3, 2, 1. The S23 pretty much instantly into it. The iPhone 13 Pro did take a little bit more time, but not like a big deal or anything. It's kind of expected. Let's try Snake vs. Blocks. 3, 2, 1. Almost identically the same. There was pretty much no difference at all between them. Hopping out of here. Let's try Subway Surfers, which I have here. 3, 2, 1. And two different pops on both, but they almost got into this game the same exact time. Let's go and claim these. Let's go and hop out of this one. And let's get into some gameplay and see what the differences are here, which I don't think there's going to be any difference, to be honest. And even there, I mean, it's pretty interesting that there was even a little bit of delay, that the S23, I mean, the iPhone, 13 Pro is actually doing fairly decent. Let's do stack. 3, 2, 1. A little bit of delay, but not a big difference. You can see the iPhone 13 Pro looked like it did get into it a little bit overall faster. Now let's go and get into some gameplay here. And I don't think it's going to be a big difference here. But you can kind of see for yourself that roughly around the same thing. So I think when it comes down to both these phones, they're both very, very fast. But I'm surprised how good of a job the 13 Pro did today. I might be a little biased because it's the phone that I'm using on an everyday basis. But I like the Galaxy S23. I think the S23 might be slightly more faster. But I think the iPhone 13 Pro surprised me probably more today than the S23. So that kind of covers it up there. Now in the camera department, like I mentioned before,